the girls stay in St. Petersburg to investigate their father's murder.
Are
they nuts?
Are they
That's the most
nuts?
dangerous thing
Wait a second.
Crazy.
They've decided. They've decided to poke around.
Get the hell out of there!
Like sort of Miss Marple.
What's wrong with Vienna?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, no, when you go off to join the circus, it's either a showbiz dream or you're
Desperation.
Yes. That second trapeze artist looks a bit like Rasputin. Look at the eyes. You've got to remember she's got famous. It's like, you have like, it was a rags to riches story. I'm not sure what the this one is. What is this? Hello there, I'm Johnny Vaughan. That is Gavin Woods. You right, Gav?
Hello there.
Hello. Welcome to episode, must be about 46.
It is, it's 46 exactly,
46,
yes. Season 1, episode 46.
It's season 1, episode 46. Actually, because there's going to be no break.
Yeah.
It's just season 1.
Season 1.
Actually, maybe.
When we get to 52, we should probably go to season 2.
Gav, I'm thinking we've got to go back.
Yeah.
Regroup them in groups of 12. And when we get to episode 48.
Yeah.
We'll do episode 49 and call that season 5. Like we're really cooking. You know
we've really been commissioned.
We don't want to be one of those. We don't want to be one of those season 1, just one season failures, Gav.
No.
And that's the danger, because we might have a season that goes on 10 years.
That's right, yeah. And then we don't get past season 1.
Right.
We don't want that.
So we might have to go back, do them in blocks of either 12 or 23, 22.
I like that. Yeah, I mean, Netflix go down to like 3 episodes sometimes for a season.
Well, it depends. If it's been planned by AI, you can spot this.
Yeah, go on.
If anything's in groups of 8,
yes,
AI.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because AI it has to work 1, 2, 4, 8.
Oh, like a football cigarette.
Yeah. You try and get AI to do your treatment with 13 episodes.
It's not going to happen.
God knows I've tried. Can't handle it, Gav.
No.
Can't handle it.
No.
Even if you say 13, it'll just go 8.
Right.
No.
Well, Johnny, this week is our first sequel episode.
Okay. We're going to talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
First of all, loads of you have already messaged in to say, how come you're tanned?
Right. Well, not me, you.
We're third episode in.
Yeah.
This was recorded last Easter.
What?
It wasn't.
I was at my house in France.
No, it wasn't. This is actually our first recording of the new year, despite the fact that last week, we wished you a Happy New Year.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
This is actually the first one we've recorded this year. I say this because it's incredible how on our socials and email and down here where you drop your comments on YouTube, it's incredible how people want to know about Timeline. How come then? Okay, then, but if that's recorded, then that must be pre-recorded.
I know. Well, actually, all we did
We're not saying it's fucking live.
No.
Are we?
Well, it's a podcast.
Yeah, it's a podcast, right. How are we getting the flack for it being out of order? It's unbelievable.
Also, we laid down those episodes like a good ordinary claret.
We did, yeah.
That's what we did.
Well, a good ordinary claret you just drink now.
I suppose, yeah.
You're looking at something...
A vintage.
From a good year.
A good year,
Something that's not... Yes. The point about those is we laid them down.
They were uncorked at the right time.
Let's just say, if you were a very impatient drinker,
yes,
you laid them down, you just watched them for 2 weeks.
Have at it.
Yeah, a great name for a podcast. The Impatient Drinker.
I like it.
It's really good.
I like it. Yeah,
It's entirely devoted to wine that you'd say drink now.
Yeah,
it was the message of the show.
You've kept for an occasion,
anyway,
but now you've attacked
Gav, can I just say enough of my yakking here? Normally I like to yak a bit at the top.
Sure.
Can I just encourage you, as it's our first one back after the new year, technically Happy New Year and all that. You remember in the pre-Christmas podcast, I was encouraging you not only to tell your friends about the show, which I really hope you carry on doing throughout the year. If you didn't do it at Christmas, start doing it now. But also to get more of your Bloomin Legends. That's at Bloomin Legends on our social, but really tell us the story about them. Bloomin Legends at global.com. Bloomin Legends at global.com. I'll go the other way around because some of you might be watching on YouTube.
Yeah.
Bloomin Legends at global.com.
It's simple.
So please send us your accounts. You might have been reminiscing over Christmas about a legendary act of whatever that your something really sordid that your grandfather used to do.
When he was a farmer.
And he thought your granny didn't know. Yeah, right. No, during the war, during national service, when he was a national serviceman in the Far East. Anyway, whatever it was, it could be a mate on a stag night. It could be someone holidaying in, I don't know, South America or Mexico.
Could be your gran hit someone with her handbag.
Right.
When he tried to rob her.
Right.
Exactly.
Yes.
Something like that.
I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was telling me about his legendary uncle from Ireland who used to come and stay with them. His great uncle.
Yeah.
Who used to come and stay with them in the pub they used to run. And he did two incredible things that make him a Bloomin' Legend.
What?
The first thing is, because he used to like a drink, generally, huge drinkers always insist on doing the washing up after Christmas dinner.
Right.
This gives them lots of alone time with any empties, doesn't it? they can go to the kitchen.
Well, it'd be a shame to pour it away.
They're not being judged. It's just noise gap, please.
Yeah.
Exactly. They can just do that. But he was there for a conspicuously long time. And he came back in and goes, Dad, it took me 3 hours to get the path scrubbed. They were so filthy, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah.
It was the first year he'd seen non-stick.
He took all the non-stick
He
off.
took it all off
pan.
with a scourer. He'd just been in there for hours, scratching it with a knife.
Probably a month old.
Yeah, no, they suddenly looked at their brand new non-stick pans, absolutely shining steel. But he also, he was quite drunk the first time one Christmas. They watched Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
And he was watching it. And towards the end, he says, at the end of the film, he's flabbergasted. He goes, fucking hell, what they can train those apes to do these days. That's just it. Which is extraordinary. So those are the sort of things we don't mind that, you know? Anything like that. Anything, little tales of blooming legendariness, of misunderstandings, big tales of military do that happen in your family or with
real
a friend.
ones, though, not bullshito.
Not bullshito.
Yeah.
Bloomin' Legends at global.com. Gav, who's our legend today?
Our legend today, Johnny, is the first sequel we've ever done. Today's episode is Rasputin 2. This time it's the daughters.
Wow.
We're going to find
What?
out. We're going to find out what happened to Rasputin's daughters.
Are we doing a sequel?
We are. We haven't done a sequel. Maybe there might be another sequel in the
Okay.
offing. We've got a big list to choose from.
What's surprising about...
Or as it's headed here, the cursed children of Rasputin.
Well, what's surprising about it? I mean, I don't know anything about this.
I didn't know anything
and
about
this comes as a complete surprise. But I know, because I'm obsessed with the year 1977, which was the last year they guillotined someone in France.
Right.
It was the year of punk rock.
Elvis?
Elvis wasn't guillotined, no.
No, he died that
Yes,
year.
he
didn't
did. He wasn't guillotined.
No, I know. Were you sure?
Yeah, positive.
Wasn't
he
he?
couldn't.
Okay.
He couldn't have done. He was on the moon.
That's true.
Gravity
That's true,
wouldn't work guillotine.
Of course he was.
If you're on the moon, it's not going to...
That's right, because they put Elvis's toilet on the moon, didn't
Yes,
they?
yes.
And then that's where it all happened.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what the CIA did.
That's
Anyway, that's exactly what the CIA did. But the guillotine wouldn't, because of six times less gravity, so it would just float down.
It would just
It'd be
tickle a
very
bit.
slow,
It would just
it'd be very
scratch a
slow.
bit.
Yeah.
You probably need a couple of
It
stitches.
would just rest there. Anyway, and very...
Not quite what the French had in mind.
Anyway, the point is, Gav, what I do know about 1977, because this is one of the things that I saw on a list of other things that happened in 1977, is that one of Rasputin's daughters died, the one who was born in 1898. And I was like, you're kidding.
Mind-blowing.
That is so recent.
Mind-blowing.
Yeah, that there's still a So that means while they were singing Rah Rah Rasputin in like 1977 or 76, when that came out, his daughter would have heard the tune.
She would. She would have done.
That's right, she would. Right.
And she probably would have thought,
why are we talking
how
in
dare
high
you make
voices?
money out of it?
Why are we talking in high voices?
Well, now I'm also picturing...
Suddenly I sounded like Jeremy Vine.
Yeah, you did.
I suddenly sounded like him.
That's when AC/DC was singing Highway to Hell.
Right.
Same era.
Right, Rasputin. So Rasputin's daughter...
watched Boney M.
Yeah, she could have gone out to Highway to Hell and thought, yeah, my dad would have liked this. He was evil. He was an evil fucker.
Well, absolutely. So
tell me about
a quick summary. Born as peasants, as we know, because Rasputin was a peasant.
Well, yes, he was a monk, a pilgrim.
And he had his daughters before he got connected with the Tsar.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. So they were a family before. Born and raised as peasants, really poor peasants as well.
So there's not very rich peasants.
I know. Maria and Varvara.
Rich. But these peasants were poor.
Rasputin, there's always someone more poor than you.
But these were Russian poor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Different level.
Maria and Varvara, or Barbara as it later became.
Is it?
Rasputin.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, were the daughters of the most hated man in Imperial Russia.
Wait a second.
Wait, when their
she
father
was Barbara Rasputin. That's so funny.
Wait, we'll come to it.
Barbara Rasputin invites you to the wedding of... That's fantastic.
It's so
man, that's
it's
good.
so funny.
Oh, that's really good.
So when their father was murdered and the Russian Empire collapsed because the Bolsheviks take over, their name became a death sentence.
Of course it did.
Because he,
Anyway,
one daughter vanished into tragedy while the other reinvented herself as a circus performer.
Wow.
Animal wrestler.
She joined the circus.
There's so much here. And the living relic of the fallen world.
Right.
This is an unbelievable story between the two, the variation between the disparity between the two stories.
Okay.
Survival,
is that Barbara, that one?
Yes.
Okay.
The long survival, infamy, and living under the long shadow of Rasputin, as it's described here. When I take my daughter into school during the winter solstice weeks, the sun is so low in the sky that we end up with really long shadows, and she always wants to try and make her shadow longer than mine.
You're kidding me. She's not going to be able to do it. Does she know about
No,
physics?
because she just runs ahead of me, but I only have to walk a bit to get my shadow along.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But then I pictured Peter Crouch taking one of his kids to school.
Yeah.
How long must his shadow be?
Well, even at midday.
During the
At midday it'd be
midday
freakish.
in Cairo.
At midday it'd be,
just
it'd be freakish
long.
long. I think isn't there that place in Hawaii?
Because your shadow gets so long.
No, there's a place, isn't it in the Antarctic?
Yeah.
Where you get no shadow.
At all?
None.
Well, it must be on the equator, no?
Oh, in that case, it's Hawaii.
It'll be somewhere on the equator.
I don't know. I was reading about it the other day. I keep lying and say I was reading about it. It's just crap I see on social media.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah,
so what was I reading the other day? I was reading an article the other day.
It was an essay, peer-reviewed essay.
No, I was reading someone from the University of Hawaii was actually writing it. But I think, was it the University of Ontario?
Amazing.
No, it was Instagram.
So anyway, yes, we'll move on from the long shadow of Peter Crouch. So they were born, 1898, the older one, and 1900, the younger one. So Matriona Rasputin is born in Pokrovskoye, Siberia.
Yeah.
They're born in Siberia. They weren't sent to Siberia.
Yeah.
They were born in Siberia.
What were people doing in Siberia back then before they had
I
oil
wonder,
and
because
stuff?
that was during Tsar Nicholas's time.
Yeah.
When
they still had prison camps there.
They did, yeah.
They've always had prison camps there.
I imagine it wasn't much different.
Yeah. Well, they've got islands, and also it's so remote, you'd have to build walls and stuff.
No, you don't need any defences, because no one can be asked to trek
you have
all
to
the way
stay in the
towards
jail to survive, which is quite strange, isn't it?
And Varvara, who became Barbara later, she's born in 1900, so she's the younger one. Their father, Grigory Rasputin, is still at that time an unknown peasant mystic.
Yeah.
Now, I was figuring with mystics, it doesn't really do you any good to be unknown, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Because basically you're just a nutter.
Yeah. No.
If you're a famous mystic, then you've got something there.
So what you're saying is a mystic is like a landmark nutter.
Exactly.
Yes, okay,
exactly.
Yeah. Like the sort of guys you get going down Oxford Street, like the sandwich board.
Exactly right.
The end is nigh.
Exactly right.
You've got to get out there, haven't you?
Absolutely.
It's no good bringing a mystic at home.
You can't just do it at home.
Just with your family.
No, that's right.
You've got to do it. Or get some sort of place you live.
There's no amateur mystics.
Yeah. Another thing that's it's really important when you're growing your profile as a mystic.
Sure.
Squalor.
Yes.
Or some...
Yeah, where it gives your story authenticity.
Yes. You've got to look like live in like a hole, look filthy.
Somewhat hermit
because otherwise people just think you're not into it. There's no mystics worth their weight who've just got to have a nice shave every morning.
No, Johnny, there's no mystic.
What do you do for a living? I'm a mystic.
There's no mystic in a suit.
I'm a mystic. Come in.
Yeah.
What can I do for you?
Yeah.
Because that's what that is that's an American Christian.
That's right, yes. Yeah, very different.
Very different,
That's a business.
I feel a healing coming on.
That's right,
yeah.
So 1905 to 1911, this is the rise of Rasputin. We've covered this already.
Yeah. Can I just say, I can't remember the exact number, but it was podcast number 2 or 3.
One of the earliest.
One of the very early podcasts.
I think our most popular, yeah.
So if you got this far, unless you sort of think this isn't current. You know, it's not like none of these podcasts will date.
Yeah, no, they won't. No, so there's no spoilers.
So don't, if you have just jumped in today because it was the latest one, just go back.
Yeah.
Go back and we'll see you in 46 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. So yes, Rasputin gains influence at the imperial court after pretending to cure the Tsarina's daughter.
Yeah. He must have cured them a bit.
He just hung about till she got better.
But what about the haemophilia of the son?
He just lied about it.
Did he?
I can't remember the exact way he lied, but there was a way he kind of just bullshitted.
Did he? Because it will clot eventually.
Exactly, something like that.
Okay,
something
this
like
is the Tsar of it.
Like, don't worry, the sun. I decided the sun will rise tomorrow.
Yes.
You know, it's one of those.
But this is the Tsarevich.
Yes, that's right. Tsarevich Alexei's haemophilia.
So he's like the Prince of Wales, back
right?
then,
That's
the
right.
Russian equivalent.
The young princeling.
Well, why then is the Irish premier the Taoiseach? Is that from the same word as well? Is that like
I have
Tsar?
no idea.
Because I always look at that and think, what are you, like a czar? What the fuck is going on there? This Taoiseach.
I just remember Liz Truss pronouncing it Taoiseach.
So I would strongly encourage the Irish Taoiseach to discuss this with the EU.
It was so
She's in one good
Taoiseach.
Yeah.
It was, you could tell.
Yeah.
Anyway, back in Siberia.
She was shit.
Yes, God, she
God,
was
yeah,
shit.
Yeah.
Spectacularly
Yeah,
so.
she was shit.
Back in Siberia, see, he's gone off. He's left Siberia, as we joked about.
Yeah.
He's gone off to make his way in the big cities.
Yeah.
And they're still stuck in Siberia. But the girls missed their father. Apparently, despite his absenteeism, he was quite a protective dad. He once attacked a man who had tried to assault his daughter, and he took an axe to the skull on behalf of his daughter, trying to defend her. So Rasputin has got in with the Tsarina by helping cure her son.
Yes.
Rasputin used her connections to bring his daughters, Matryona and still then Varvara, to St. Petersburg, where I know.
Would you stop saying it, Gary? It's like triggering me.
Varvara.
Yeah, Varvara.
Where they're sent.
Varvara.
I know.
It's too funny.
They go from being peasants in Siberia to being sent to the best schools in St. Petersburg,
right?
Which is a massive leap.
Yeah, but presumably they're like, I guess what we used to call in Britain sort of Siberian chavs.
Exactly,
yeah,
100%. Their names are changed better to fit in with the new social aspirations.
Yeah.
So they're now known as Maria.
Yeah.
Matryona is now Maria.
Yeah.
And Varvara is now
Barbara. Yay.
He hoped to turn them into ladies.
Oh, Barbara. Maria, come in.
They mixed with the aristos, but they're treated a bit with suspicion because they're obviously...
So they're like sort of quite weird, aren't they? Because they've got this dad that stank.
Yes, and looked like a weirdo.
And looked like a weirdo with weird eyes. I mean,
but he only needs one ally, and that's the Tsarina.
That's the Tsarina.
Yeah.
What's weird is that growing up, how awful it must have been as they started dating. And one of them said, but say, Varvara says, people say I have my father's eye.
If you've ever seen Rasputin's eyes, please Google Grigory Rasputin.
No, we'll put a picture up now.
Have a look at his eyes.
These are Rasputin's eyes. Right here. Awful as a girl.
Oh, Varvara.
Oh, Varvara. You have your father's eyes. Someone who's really after the money.
But we've hit their first ever joint Bloomin Legend moment.
Okay.
They're from Siberia. They're ending up in the best schools in St. Petersburg.
I'm seeing this still as a sequel.
I know, it's definitely.
I can tell you now.
You're right.
It's not even worth wielding out the leadership.
No, not yet. We're into now 1912 to 1916. This is a very pivotal moment in Russia.
Okay, this is not a good time.
They're not having a good time against the Germans during World War I, and they've just had their ass kicked by the Japanese 5 years earlier, in 1905 or something.
Plus the boss and his
entire
family.
The 1905 revolution had kicked off, and now we've got the Duma.
Plus their timing is appalling, because if they'd stayed in Siberia as peasants, they'd have been real friends of the revolution.
That's true. The Bolsheviks wouldn't have minded them.
They probably got lots of work in the prisons to be had. The expanded gulags coming a bit later.
Their lives would have been made.
But as it was, talk about bad timing.
Like nailing your colours to the wrong mast.
To a whole family
at the wrong time.
To a whole family about to get shot.
Exactly. So Rasputin becomes one of the most hated men in Russia during this period. This is 1912 to 1916.
Yeah.
His daughters live under constant surveillance because the revolution is happening. Gossip and threats from the public who believed he was controlling Tsarina, which he sort of was.
Good reality show back then.
What a
Russia's
show.
most hated man.
Defo.
They're like the Rasputins. They're like the Kardashians. Back then, aren't they?
Yeah. It's like Jackie Stallone.
No, but she's like, sorry, Rasputin. He's like, Ma Kardashian, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you know what I mean? He's like the sort of patriarch of the family.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely. Meanwhile, the girls they make friends with the Tsar's children. Barbara becomes good friends with the Duchess Anastasia, and the Romanov children loved them, asking about, their lives back in Pokrovskoye. Anyway, in December 1916...
what happens?
the murder of Rasputin himself, which we've covered to great length in the previous episode. Maria is fiercely loyal to her dad, and
triple threat, wasn't it?
And is often acting as it was
triple threat,
acting as his defender. Barbara retreats inward and is uncomfortable with the notoriety.
Again, if you want the details again of Rasputin's murder, rewind back to episode 2 or 3 or whatever the Rasputin one is. Essentially, I mean, they sort of like...
Well, we've got the quick...
They put him in a car. They put him in like a car crusher, and that didn't kill him. You know, they loaded him with cyanide. They then shot him.
Then they hanged him.
They hanged him while a car crusher went like that.
They cut him in half.
They cut him in half.
And the two halves joined back together.
Fucking Terminator.
So yes,
they lowered him into a vat of molten metal and stilled his eyes.
Rasputin's foot coming out of a lion's mouth, but it was still wiggling.
We're laughing.
So yes, on December 30th, 1916, he is assassinated. We know the story: poisoned, shot, drowned. All the other bits. Rasputin.
There's nothing they could do about it.
Well, there was nothing to be done about it, John.
And we couldn't do nothing about it.
There was nothing we could do about it.
We lost him, Jimmy.
And that's that.
What do you mean?
Well, you know what I mean. He's gone. And we couldn't do nothing about it.
No, we couldn't do nothing about it.
That's right, yeah. Devastating for his family. They were barred from attending his funeral, which was organised specifically just for the Romanovs to pay tribute to their friend.
Yeah.
The girls were later invited to the palace to play with the Duchess, and Tsarina had also paid for Varvara and Maria's black mourning dresses.
Yeah, right.
The girls loved their dad, no matter what the rumours surrounding him, and they mourned him.
Rumours?
Yeah, I know. He started half of them.
Yeah, right.
But they mourned.
He did.
He did. Of course he did.
Yeah.
You know.
Look, not for nothing is he number 2 on the Bloomin Legends leadership
Absolutely
board.
right.
You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely
he's ahead of
right.
Boudica and behind Drake.
That's right. That's
You know,
right.
you don't get that unless you're a real. Unless you're a Bloomin Legend.
After he died, Rasputin, they moved in with their French teacher, and they were granted a load of money by the Romanovs. And Tsar Nicholas told the girl's mother, "I will become." This is a direct quote. "I will become the second father for your beautiful daughters. Alex and I always loved them as our own. May they continue to study in Petrograd, and I will make sure they do not need anything." That promise lasted, less than a year.
Right. Now sit on my knee.
Right, well,
Yeah, right.
In 1917, the mother and brother returned to Siberia, but the girls stay in St. Petersburg to investigate their father's murder. Are they nuts?
Yeah, are they
That's the most
nuts?
dangerous thing they
Wait
could
a
have
second.
done.
Wait a
That's
second.
crazy.
They've decided. They've decided to poke around.
Get the hell out of there.
Like sort of Miss Marple.
What's wrong with Vienna?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Bugger off to Spain.
This is what I can't understand.
Why do they?
Why do people remain in Russia?
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Well, I think the answer is they don't, John. Once they've got some money.
Yeah.
But anyway, the
that is the answer.
They all go. They're in London or New York or Spain or somewhere.
No, where they are is unclear.
Yeah, that's
but they
right.
buy lots of flats everywhere that they might be.
And there's a lot of yachts involved. Yeah. So they're offshore.
Yeah, this is before the dawn of the super yacht. Now,
right.
of course, you'd have that's Rasputin's yacht there, of course.
Right,
as it pulls into Sardinia.
That's right. He owns. He owns Burnley.
Apparently, that house is Rasputin's. They just built it. No, they bribed the council.
Imagine if Rasputin owned your football club. God, that'd be funny. He's not the most conventional football club chairman.
It's like Abramovich.
However, yes. So they're in their late teens at this stage. Born sort of on the turn of the century. It's now 1917. They're both, 18 and 20 or whatever.
No, they're long in the tooth back then.
Now we're
married by then.
We're into 1917 to 1918.
Yeah.
This is the busy time for the Bolsheviks.
No, but if they're not married then, I mean, generally in court, in St. Petersburg, if you take War and Peace, they're all engaged at 12.
Right.
12, 13.
Well, especially the aristos.
All of them. The
Yeah,
central
yeah.
character there is,
Right,
is the main female of, say, War and Peace.
Right,
she's already engaged at 12.
Yeah. So, what does start the revolution?
So they're old maids, Gav.
They are.
17.
Widowers.
Christ alive.
Spinsters.
Spinsters, yeah, right. They really are. They're matchmaking it for the next generation now.
They are.
So busy.
So this is during the actual height of the second revolution.
Yes.
This is now the Bolsheviks seeing aside the anarchists, the social revolutionaries, the Mensheviks.
Try again, shall we, comrades?
Promising what they called peace, land, and bread.
Yeah, right.
None out of 3 is not
Yeah,
too
yeah,
bad,
yeah,
is
yeah,
it?
yeah.
'Cause
They
they're about
still- which they still haven't got.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right.
What have they got now? Putin.
Yeah. So, although the Tsar promised their safety,
They've gone from Rasputin
to
Putin.
Putin, yeah.
They've lost the Ras.
Taras.
Taras. What happened to Ras?
Yeah. So the Rasputin family is arrested when the Bolsheviks take power.
Hey, Gav, I've just had a thought.
What?
You know, just saying, they've gone from Rasputin to Putin.
Yes.
Maybe we're missing a point here. Let's have a graphic of Putin with the beard, please. Maybe it's the same guy.
Could we? Yes.
Maybe it's the same guy.
What? Maybe he didn't die.
Maybe he didn't die.
I mean, he did.
And he's in charge now.
He didn't have to rise
Yeah,
again
right,
because he
right.
didn't die.
No, but stories about Putin's origins are always a bit
sketchy
always
as
a bit
hell.
sketchy. They start
Sketchy
saying his
as
dad
hell.
was a cook
I know.
for Stalin.
Right.
Was that his dad or him?
I know.
You know, is he like the Highlander?
And
Just
also
goes on forever.
He's behaving quite czarishly.
Yeah.
And
Come on.
I mean, you know,
Deal with the devil.
Yeah.
Let's have another look at the
and also the oligarchs are very
Okay, let's have a
boyar-like.
look at Rasputin. Putin with a beard. you make him look a bit more like it, so it sort of hangs up more on social media. There you go.
There you go.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
take off the Ras.
Problem solved.
Yes.
Okay, so 1919 to 1920, the sisters escape St. Petersburg during this civil war that's still happening in Russia. But only Maria is able to make it out of Russia. They endure extreme poverty, illness, and displacement as their paths go in very different directions. So first of all, now Varvara has completed her education. She works trying to save money to escape Russia, but she can't get a good job.
Oh.
And she suffers from trauma and poor health and malnutrition. She dies of tuberculosis and typhus in her mid-20s. She leaves almost no public record. There's something so Soviet about that.
There it is.
No public record, ends her
It's
life.
almost reassuring, isn't it?
Well, no, but the thing is they're famous for their bureaucracy, so there is a name on a list somewhere.
Oh,
but
yeah,
the
yeah.
idea of it just disappearing is so,
right.
She ends her life completely forgotten.
Maybe she married a high-up commissar.
Exactly, yeah, in the Duma.
Someone in the party.
That's
yeah, in
right.
the Duma.
A lieutenant comrade.
Yeah.
Anyway, but Maria, completely different story. She refuses anonymity. She embraces the name Rasputin.
Right,
and she marries, emigrates, and reinvents herself repeatedly.
Right.
She's like Madonna. Very much like Madonna.
Is she?
In her escape from Russia.
She's like Madonna.
What is she reinvents herself?
Right. Maybe it is Madonna.
She travels through Romania, Germany, and Czechoslovakia and France. She spends.
Is that the opposite of the Grand Tour, the first bit of that back then?
Well, it is the opposite.
Really,
Yeah,
really
in
is.
reverse.
That's
yeah.
really dangerous.
Maria is married, and she travels through Romania, Germany, Czechoslovakia, ends up in France. They spend their days living a chaotic and fugitive existence.
Right.
Constantly on the run.
Where are they getting their money?
I don't think they have much. This is the thing, because she ends up having to. Well, look what she has to do for a living.
Right.
So during the escape, her husband gets caught and taken to prison. She risks it all. She heads back to the prison and bribes the guard to release him with 1,000 rubles.
Can I say what's interesting about this is that they're not. It's the way. The party, the Reds.
Yeah.
Once they want someone, they want them.
Yeah, they never just
Just
go,
to,
sod it.
No, but not even for a crime, just for having the wrong idea.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
We'll
yeah.
find them. Why?
We'll go
because
find them.
because they're thinking shit.
That's right. In
So-
France.
Yeah, go to France and get them. Why? Because they're dangerous.
They're thinking like idiots over
they're
there.
thinking.
Over
but,
there.
but the point is, this is an age when the most influence you can have is by writing the odd angry letter.
If that, yeah. No one else
we
is
must
gonna
stop
see
them.
it, that's
We must
right.
stop them with their angry letters. You know.
But also, you've got to remember
It's
as
not
well.
like they can
you
sort
also
of
gotta-
post harmful stuff on social media or things.
Right.
It's just the odd letter to like an imperialist.
But also, all the factions in the revolution all had the same ideas.
Yes.
It was just a question of which one was the strongest.
Yeah, right.
Because they were all socialists.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah, all of them wanted
They-
essentially.
they all wanted a
Yeah, it was
revolution.
about 5 people owned
That's
all
right.
of Russia. You know.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
actually, wasn't quite that. They had the ranking system brought in by Catherine the Great.
But it's
Peter the
another
Great.
Bloomin' Legend moment. She's bribed a guard to get her husband out of jail, and they tour Europe,
Yeah.
where she settles in Paris working at a soap factory.
Right.
So she's had to take a really normal job. Boris dies in 1926, her husband.
Right.
So she's on her own in Paris in 1926, interwar period.
Yes.
This is what this is called the circus years.
Oh, Christ. You know it's bad, don't you? Well, no, when you go off to join the circus, it's either a showbiz dream or you're fucked.
Utter desperation. It's. I think it's a question of what are you willing to do. If you're blagging your way into a circus troupe, what are you going to be? What's your act? Are you going to be ringmaster? Are you going to just do a bit of shtick?
I'm reliably informed clowning is painful.
No, some of it's really difficult. They call it tumbling.
I'd be behind the scenes stuff.
Would you? What,
yeah,
production?
Like feeding stuff.
Feeding animals?
Out. Yeah, I wouldn't, because I tell you why. I wouldn't want to be recognised out there. And I know a lot of them are heavily made up.
Sure.
But still, some might go, that second trapeze artist looks a bit like Rasputin. Look at the eyes. You know, you've got to remember she's got famous. It's like... I recognise those eyes.
That trapeze artist looks exactly like Grigori Rasputin.
No, it's the eyes. It's the eyes.
You know you've got your father's eyes.
Yeah.
I can't get past that. I keep picturing Rasputin's eyes.
You have your let's look at them again. Yeah. You have your father's eyes.
He's got terrifying eyes.
Yeah. There should be an app, or at least on Snapchat, where you can just Rasputin your eyes. That'd be fantastic. Maybe later down the line we can do it. You know, when we do the sequel of the sequel. Carry on quickly.
Okay, I keep picturing.
I know, it's terrible.
Oh, you're making my head hurt. Yeah. So she's got no income and 2 daughters, and she lives in Paris in 1926. She turns to the performing arts.
I'm old enough to be a
Stop it.
Sorry.
She turns to the performing arts to make a name for herself. She begins by dancing. She has obviously done some training in dancing before. And she starts to travel around Europe to find work as a dancer. Her first major role was in Bucharest.
Was it in Bucharest? Go on, carry on.
In Romania, where she was offered a job in a cabaret.
What did she do in the circus?
Wait, I'll come to that.
Okay.
Which she told the Los Angeles Times she was offered the role entirely because she was using her father's surname, not her dancing ability.
The Flying Rasputin.
No, wait, it's better. For the next 4 years, she was billed as the daughter of the mad monk.
Fucking hell, what a legacy. Yeah, there he was.
But, needs must.
Yeah.
She probably doubled her income because she used that title.
Don't tell me she was an escapologist who they used to triple kill every night. So first of all, behold, cyanide! Now we will throw her in a river after shooting her twice.
It's funny you say that because I'll come to it in a minute, but she does get involved. They do reenact.
No.
Yes, I'll come to
That's a real cash.
But she's acting with someone else playing her father.
I know,
as he's been
even
killed.
So,
it's horrible.
It's
so morbid.
If your dad had been murdered, and
her nightly act was to relive her father's death.
That's just mad.
Crazy. But anyway, she's now making a comeback from poverty. She's becoming a bit of a travelling star. In 1929,
it's like if there was like Sylvia Hitler.
I know. That's what I kept thinking. Right.
Barbara Hitler.
The Führer's daughter.
The Führer's daughter.
The mad Führer's daughter.
The mad Führer, and she did it's unbelievable.
I know, but they're in the bunker.
Yeah, they're in the bunker.
They reenact the scene.
Yeah, she plays Eva, her mum or something. First they poison a dog every night.
Right. Anyway, so yes, in 1929 she then joins the travelling circus, the Busch, B-U-S-C-H circus. To quote her, this is her talking. I had to dance to the tragedy of my father's life and death and be brought face to face on the stage with actors who were impersonating him and his murderers. Every time I have to confront my father on the stage, a pang of poignant memory shoots through my heart.
Christ,
and I could break down and weep.
Imagine that.
My God.
Imagine being the guy in charge, like the showbiz geezer.
Yeah.
The audience will love it. I think it's blinding.
You can't not have it.
You're not going to believe it.
You've got to have.
Here it is, yeah. Every night.
Now bear with me,
right? Oh, punters will love it. We'll bring the punters in now. Yeah. You're a Rasputin.
Top dollar.
You're the daughter of the mad monk. Look at the eyes.
You can't turn it down.
You can't turn it down.
You're mad.
Yeah, you're mad. You can see dollar signs in his eyes. Hey, here's another variant. Could we have, please, Rasputin's eyes, but with dollars in them? No, that's what he saw.
Oh,
right?
It's definitely what he saw. Yeah.
Look, and don't dismiss this out of hand.
Just hear me out.
This is just a suggestion. Repeat what the act is. She has to
dance on stage.
Yeah.
To the tragedy of her father's life and death and be brought face to face on stage with actors impersonating him and his murderers. Every time she has to confront her father on stage, a pang of poignant memory shoots through her heart. And she could break down and weep. She's writing this in a book she wrote later.
What a pitch!
I know.
You know what I mean? Imagine going to
Take my money.
I mean, but imagine pitching that.
I
saying,
know.
Here's the act. Don't dismiss it out of hand.
Yeah, yeah. I know it's painful.
Behold, the daughter of the mad monk will dance
To his dad's death.
murder.
The murder.
Yeah.
She was taken from her book she released in 1929. The book was called The Real Rasputin.
Yeah, she must be lying.
Beautiful.
I don't believe anyone would pitch that to someone.
Well, first of all, she did a further 2 memoirs about her father.
Okay.
Called Rasputin, My Father.
Right, okay.
She's sticking with
Do you
the
see what she's
Rasputin
done
thing.
there?
Yeah, she's
There you are.
Fast forward to 1933. The circus offers her a new act.
No, don't tell me.
She asked.
She is her dad.
No, wait. She
puts on a beard.
This is her quoted again.
Okay.
They ask me if I mind being in cage with animals.
Oh Christ! What
And
are they going to do?
and I answer, why not? I've been in cage with Bolsheviks, which
Oh,
is
fantastic.
hilarious.
Isn't it?
That is a really funny joke.
Banter.
That's
Yeah,
great
yeah, right,
banter.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Yeah.
And also,
Did she do it?
yes, she trains as an animal performer, controlling a lion and taming a bear.
Wow.
Although I quite like the idea of someone training Bolsheviks
Okay.
in a circus.
That's genius.
That's really
Yeah, it's
good
really
because
good.
they're much more
Like the
dangerous.
clowns act as Bolsheviks, and she sort of trains them
Yeah.
while dressed as
Instead
her
of
dad,
lions, you know.
and then she gets murdered by a trapeze woman.
But yes.
it strikes me whoever's in charge of this circus has got quite a vivid.
Johnny.
The ways he thinks of cashing in on the mad monk's daughter. You know.
Absolutely. If they dressed the bear as a Bolshevik, that would have
or dressed the bear as her dad.
Yeah.
It's mad.
Yeah. But they would have had the bear with those eyes.
Yeah.
Can we have a bear with the eyes?
Yeah, with the eyes. Let's have a bear with the eyes, please. Thank you very much. And the beard. Lovely. Okay, here we go. And Vladimir Putin again. Okay, thanks.
Vladimir Putin as a bear.
Yeah, Vladimir Putin as a bear
with the
beard,
eyes.
yeah.
Yeah. There's some work for AI.
Yeah.
So, yes, Bloomin Legend moment number 3. So she's gone from being a sort of semi-privileged peasant daughter in St. Petersburg.
No, she was a poor as anything.
To a rich
Yeah.
girl in St.
Yeah.
Petersburg. Going to
Sure, Gav. Sure.
and
sure.
she's now in a cage with a bear.
Okay, right, Gav. Do you know something's really weird, right?
Go on.
Is that you have like it was a rags to riches story. I'm
Yeah.
not sure what the fuck this
Yeah,
one
what
is.
is this?
What is
What
this?
is this?
You start off rags.
No, it
from
was
rags
a poison to
riches,
bear story.
To poison and a bear cage and boy, it's just a mess.
Anyway, we then go into 1935 to 1940. Maria travels to America
Right.
because obviously Europe is now having a
Yeah.
war.
Yeah.
She's now working with the Ringling Brothers. Everyone's heard of Ringling Brothers.
I haven't.
So yes, 1935 to 1940, Maria has travelled to America with the Ringling Brothers Circus. And I'm going to give you a sentence. You're going to need...
Had you actually heard of the Ringling Brothers?
Yes, I had. Yeah.
Had you?
Yeah. But it gives us one of the best sentences I've ever read. And you're going to ask me to read it again straight away.
Okay, go on.
She was very popular because everyone wanted to know about her in America. And papers across the country carried pictures of her with captions like, and this is the sentence, European wild animal trainer and self-declared daughter of Russia's mad monk tries to hypnotize a circus elephant in Philadelphia.
Wow! That's like the Sunday sport in the
It
early
just
days,
never
isn't it?
ends. There's so much to unpack. I'll do it one more time.
Go on.
European wild animal trainer and self-declared daughter of Russia's mad monk tries to hypnotize a circus elephant in Philadelphia.
Yeah, but hang on a second.
Wow, I'm buying a ticket.
Yeah, I'm definitely buying a ticket.
She was even featured on the back of a Wheaties box, a cereal box.
Wow.
Very popular, which is a big deal in those days.
Did you say very popular?
Very
You
popular.
just went. He's on the back of a Wheaties box, Jenny. He's very popular.
Very popular. Varvara.
Yeah, but that's not Varvara. That's
No,
her
I know,
sister,
I
yeah.
know, I know.
Varvara's dead,
I'm
mate.
missing Varvara
Yeah, I miss
already.
Varvara, yeah.
She was officially emigrated in 1937, where she married a guy called Gregory Byrne, an electrical engineer that she knew from Russia.
Wow.
A spy.
There we go. That's fine. Yeah.
This was also the same year she retired from the circus. Do you know why?
Why?
She got mauled by a bear.
Oh, man.
Another Bloomin Legend moment for me. She
Yeah,
settled-
that is a Bloomin' Legend.
Yeah, she got mauled by a bear.
She got mauled by a bear.
And she
Okay,
survived.
hang on a second, Gav. That's the fourth, because Bloomin' Legendary moment, doing a circus act where you're literally dancing while people reenact your dad's Rasputin's
It's unbelievable,
murder.
yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Then, to that remark she made,
Yes. She does settle finally in Los Angeles. She's in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
This is in the all the way till, as you said, 1977.
Yeah.
So do you picture someone who's been in Siberia
Yeah.
in 1900?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, they talk about, the
Or
sort of-
1905. She was born in 1900. And now she's in Los Angeles.
Makes the Queen Mum look like she never even saw any changes. Despite the fact she saw them go from sort of,
Horses to the moon.
from horses to the moon.
Yeah, all the way, yeah.
Siberia
It's
to
crazy.
LA.
No, but it's the culture shock too.
Yeah, it's the culture
I mean,
shock.
she was hanging out with Walter Matthau.
Yeah.
After being in
Right,
Siberia.
yeah.
Not hanging out with him, obviously.
No, but she's hanging out with Walter Matthau. That's enough for me, Gav. Having literally hung out with...
She might have hung out with Yul Brynner.
She might have hung out with Yul Brynner.
Yeah.
Telly Savalas.
I know.
She might have engaged...
70s LA.
Yeah.
She could have been in Columbo.
Yeah.
An episode of Columbo,
Yeah,
for all we know.
For all we know.
We don't know.
The Columbia started 68, 69. So that's amazing. She could have hung out with Peter Falk.
Maria Rasputin.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
She gets divorced, and then, yes, the last Rasputin, Maria Rasputin, she dies in Los Angeles, age 78. Two very different stories. One sad early death,
Yeah.
and the other, well, one of the most exciting
Unbelievable.
life stories I've ever heard of.
So, Maria Rasputin, Bloomin Legend.
Bloomin Legend.
Bloomin Legend. Your father is number 2 on our Bloomin Legend leadership board. We're not getting it out today because she's not going to get on it, Gav.
Not yet,
'cause
no.
this is
We
a
need, well, we
sequel.
need to discuss everything.
But also, it's also part of the Rasputin legend.
I think we can add a little asterisk.
a bar?
To the Rasputin name.
A bar?
A bar, yeah.
Yes.
And
he's-
daughters.
Yes, he's a second place above.
Yeah.
No, but this all adds to him, isn't it?
It does, yeah.
Because
yeah.
without him, she'd be nothing.
That's right.
Okay, Gav, let's get out our
No
clip.
Mad Monk, no Mad Monk's daughter.
Yeah, right. Hey, without you, I've been nothing. We've got our Clibbards out.
We
my
have
Clibbards
our
been
Bloomin
found.
Legends Clibbards, which again someone tried to steal
Yes,
last week. Apparently,
second attempt on them.
Keep your hands off.
Yeah,
These
hands
are
off.
our Clibbards.
Hands off. Anyway, if you'd like to get in touch with us, bloominlegends@global.com. Email an account. Like I say, it could be a friend, relative, uncle, sibling, your kids. Could
Maybe you had a pet dog that did something lassie-like.
Oh, that'd be
Maybe
superb.
your dog
That'd be
fetched something
that'd
you
be
thought you'd
superb.
lost for years.
That'd be superb, Kevin. Absolutely superb.
I'd love that.
But do tell us about your Bloomin Legends, and who knows, they might appear in this listener/viewer strand at the end of the show. That is, of course, at the end of the podcast, which is, of course, dedicated to you. I say at the end of the show because it so feels like a show when we've been talking about showbiz like today, Gav. So, Gav, what do you got there?
Okay, so this is from Paul in Eastbourne. He sends us this story. He says, in 2019, we went to Gdansk for my son's stag do.
Wow.
Great opener,
Yeah,
Paul.
Danzig.
They've gone to Gdansk.
It's Danzig.
Oh, is it? Is that Danzig?
Yeah,
Is
the
that- oh, I
Danzig
never knew
corridor.
that, right.
Yeah.
So they're there for his son's stag do. One evening, we set out to do what any respectable group of middle-aged men on a stag do
Easy.
in Poland. They did a bar crawl.
Right.
Dressed as musical legends.
Okay.
I, says Paul, was Bruce Springsteen, born in the USA era, headband denim, the full New Jersey fantasy. The stag himself was Dolly Parton, not by choice. Alongside us, we had Liam and Noel Gallagher in a constant state of pretend arguing.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Prince looking deeply confused, and most importantly, Freddie Mercury, or at least a 5'2" version of Freddie Mercury called Andy, our best man. We staggered out of an open mic bar and straight into Gdansk main square, and that's where we realised something was off. Ahead of us was a large, very organised crowd.
Oh, no.
Which you don't want to see in.
Yeah.
Holding banners and chanting and being filmed by TV cameras. Before we could turn around and hide, we had walked directly into the Polish teachers' pay strike. Suddenly, Bruce Springsteen, Dolly Parton and Queen were the face of industrial action in Eastern Europe. People smiled, cameras zoomed in, someone handed us placards. Another person ushered us forward like this had always been the plan.
Yes.
Within seconds, we were leading hundreds of striking teachers through the square towards the town hall, being broadcast on national Polish television as international solidarity icons.
That's fantastic.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It escalated rapidly. We were guided up onto the town hall steps to rally the crowd.
We are the champions, they sang.
No one spoke Polish
That's fantastic.
in the group. No one had a plan. Then Andy, our pint-sized Freddie Mercury, was handed a microphone. Without hesitation, he stepped onto the plinth, struck the pose, and launched into "We Are the Champions."
Of course he did.
In full
Yeah.
1985 Live Aid costume. Fists were pumping, teachers were singing, Queen were apparently pro-union now. For 20 full minutes, we held that crowd like seasoned revolutionaries before officials physically removed the
That's
placards
fantastic.
and gently but firmly suggested we leave, which we did. Back into the night, back to the bars, leaving behind higher morale, confused journalists, and one hell of a stag do story. If you think I've made any of that up, Google Teachers Pay Strike, Gdansk, Poland, 2019.
Brilliant.
We're in there.
That's fantastic.
I will be doing that as
Yeah,
soon as I
yeah.
get my hands on a device.
Where's he from?
Paul in Eastbourne. Thank you, Paul. What a story.
Okay, they should have just got up there and sung "Paul in Eastbourne" to the tune of "Born in the USA."
Yeah.
Okay, Gav, I've got Jamie in Scotland who writes in. He says, "Gentlemen, thank you for that. We appreciate that.
We did ask for that, didn't we?
We really like that.
Yeah.
Always gentlemen, please.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, I could nominate my dad, Basbert Grunge Buttock, for various reasons, but we'll start this tale from the meat locker.
Go on.
As a canny Scotsman with an eye on the thrift, he decided to bulk buy a year's meat wholesale from a friend in the form of a cow. Remember, one cow, and I know this from Clarkson, will feed 800 to 1,000 people in terms of 800 to 1,000 meals.
Portions.
With burgers and everything.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay,
About
go
800
on.
people. Anyway, thankfully it arrived already dispatched and was duly laid out in our garage stroke abattoir for the day.
Yeah.
A local butcher, probably an Andy or a Mick, arrived to do the butchering, leaving us with many a succulent Chinese meal to be had.
Yeah.
Eating a meal, a succulent Chinese meal.
However, he hadn't factored in what the hell he'd do with the enormous head of this beast. Pandemonium ensued about 3 weeks later when my mum, who had largely been unaware of the abattoiring, her nose led her to a rancid smell and a rat infestation under our oil tank. It seems this is not a place to give a rotting head an invisibility cloak.
God.
With a turned stomach, it was rolled up in a tarpaulin and dumped under the cover of darkness on a Friday night in a workman's skip outside.
It's like some kind of weird mafia threat.
They should have put it. They should have put it in the bottom of the mayor's bed or something.
Yeah,
Or-
right.
outside his neighbouring building at work. Within the week, it was cordoned off with police and a fire crew in attendance. So there you go. A nomination from my legendary dad, still up to tomfoolery at 83. Regards, Jamie. Thank you so much for that, Jamie. That's what we want. Those are two
Beautiful.
great examples
Perfectly pitched.
of the sort of perfectly pitched, Cav.
Perfectly pitched.
Perfectly pitched.
Perfectly.
Just like that Rasputin
Oh,
dancing pitch.
beautiful.
That circus.
Perfectly
yeah,
pitched.
Right, perfectly pitched. But and not bad taste at all.
No.
So please, Bloomin Legends at global.com, or you can drop a sort of smaller anecdote, a shorter anecdote in our social media. I don't know why I went like that. At Bloomin Legends, which is on TikTok or Instagram, or drop a comment below. That was episode 46 of Bloomin Legends, the Rasputin girls. See you at episode 47. Bye.